What's poppin', YouTube family? It's your boy Dwight. Welcome back to the channel, Silverback Siage. Hope all is well with everybody. First off, do me a huge favor. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and punch that bell icon so you can be notified when I post new content. Now, with today's video, the sudden heat wave that we've had here in Kansas City that actually gave me the idea and the thoughts to have this video. It's been over 100 degrees for 5 days in a row, and I'm like, as you can see how I'm dressed right now, I'm like, you know what? There's just those days where it's scorching hot outside and you don't feel like having to put on much clothes, not putting on a bunch of creativity into your outfit. So today is Yep in my white tee. Keep it locked. Well, let's get right down to it. Hot weather requires you not to want to put a bunch of thought into no fragrance, but you also don't want to actually have a fragrance that's too cloying, or if you decide to go with 4 or 5 sprays or less, it offends anybody. Just real laid back like my outfit right now. First fragrance on the list, Versace Man Eau Fraiche. And one thing you're going to see a lot about today's video is going to be a lot of citruses. Fresh fragrance. Put that lid on there. Fresh fragrance. But what you get out of it, you get that star fruit note that's synonymous for this fragrance right here. You get some lemon, and then as it begins to dry down, you get some musk, and a little bit of woods come to the forefront, but the lemon and the star fruit is what runs the show when it comes to Cambodian star fruit, is what runs the show when it comes to this fragrance. Been around for a lot of years. I just happened to cop me a big bottle long before I ever started a YouTube channel, and this one right here is just a grab and go. All of these 10 fragrances right here are grab and go. You don't have to do a lot of thinking about it. Throw on your white tee, throw on your hat if you have one, spray and go. Fresh, though. Won't offend nobody. You can go to town with the sprays. Nobody's going to be offended. Fragrance number 2. And it's by Mont Blanc, Legend Spirit. While heavily inspired by Invictus Aqua, I believe the 2016 formula is where this one was inspired by. Top notes, you got grapefruit, you got bergamot, little pink pepper, so you get you a little spice in there. It's a super duper fresh fragrance that does actually resemble Invictus. It's aquatic, but as it begins to dry down, you get some of that lavender, and you also get a musky tone to this fragrance with a little bit of creamy sandalwood. Awesome for high heat, especially when you're out and about. You throw on your white tee, you go to a barbecue, and you didn't decide you want to do a whole lot with your outfit. You're going to smell amazing, and you don't have to worry about having to spend top dollar on eBay or any of that trying to hunt down that 2016 or 2018 batch of Invictus Aqua and spend top dollar for a citrus fragrance that don't last too much longer than this one. Next one. Traveling into the house of Tom Ford with Grey Vetiver. While in most cases, most people have this one touted as perfect for the office, which I would have to say I agree with that. Great office scent, but you can also mix it in with a white tea. That Vetiver reigns supreme, hence the name. But in those top notes, you get that grapefruit, you get a little bit of orange blossom. As you begin to dry down, the iris, you can smell it, but it's not a featured note as far as it coming to the forefront or overriding everything. It's the vetiver, the oak moss, which makes it a very, very manly man's fresh scent. But with those citrus, grapefruit in the top, going down to the vetiver and the oak moss, it's one that's very versatile in the sense of you can take it from a white tee all the way up to a tuxedo and it'll fit right in. But today's about the white tee. Next one. Rumored to be discontinued, which it could be, because I've been seeing it getting scarce and scarce in stores. That's YSL Eau Fraiche. Now, while this line is known for basically their Apple offerings being the top note till they got to the intense version, which is out now. This one here has a lot of lemon in the opening and ginger and spices. So it's probably the one fragrance within that Y line that strays the farthest away from the Y line normal DNA, and it's not the featured note as the green apple. This one has the lemon, the ginger with a little bit of pepper, but as it dries down, you get the cedar wood and a little bit of a I don't really want to say a gin tonic vibe with the juniper berry, but it does give you a fizzy 7-Up-ish type of vibe with it. White tea approved for sure. Next one. Dior Homme Cologne. Often compared to a freshly poured glass of lemonade. Now, the biggest knock on this fragrance right here is most of the time is the longevity portion of things. With the bergamot in the top, as far as the top notes are concerned, they don't list lemon, but there's a heavy lemon note in this thing here. And then when I first got it, I used to think it kind of resembled having a grapefruit note, but it's more the lemon and the bergamot in that opening. As it dries down, you do have grapefruit blossom. Don't quite have a lot of experience with that note breakdown, and a lot of white musk. So it does get mad musky as it dries down. I get about 5 hours out of it or so, but for a white tea event, you know, you don't need a Beast Mode 12-hour scent anyway, do you? And it smells amazing with some florals. Next one. Going to the house of Dolce & Gabbana with Light Blue Pour Homme Forever. And that's a mouthful for sure. Now this one here is a love it or hate it type of scent DNA. And what I mean by that, a lot of people love the rindy grapefruit opening to this fragrance, or they don't like it. Some people that don't like it kind of veer over to the light blue. I forgot what the Italian Love, I believe it is the name of it. It has more bergamot heaviness in the opening. It has some of that grapefruit, but they toned it back to let the bergamot come to the forefront. I like both instances. I'm hearing both fragrances have been discontinued, so I need to get my hands on Italian Love to add it to the collection, so I won't be running short of this DNA. But I do like the grapefruit up forward smell because I feel it's extra unique and I never experienced it in any other fragrance. And then as it dries down, you get a little bit of ozonic notes in there, and the white musk and vetiver patchouli all run together, which makes a very, very smooth, manly blend after you get that playful grapefruit blast in the beginning. Next one. Going to the house of Jimmy Choo with Jimmy Choo Man Ice. One of my wife's favorites in this list. Most definitely, as you can see by the theme of the video, white t-shirt approved. But in the opening, you get that citron note, so it's kind of like a lemony grapefruit blast that you get in the opening. But there's a little mandarin orange hinting in the background with that. But as it dries down, it does get musky. You do get some ambroxan throughout the entirety of the fragrance with a little bit of moss greens hiding in the background, but it's not real strong. So it's not one of those fougere or manly man type of scents. Very, very playful, white t-shirt approved, very fruity and just smooth. You can even do that to the gym with this particular fragrance right there. Next one. Now this one here, a little pricey to be on this list, but smells amazing. To the house of Mice and Sir, or Mice and Sir, however you say it, Eau de Gingembre. Wow, I first heard about this on Bow Tie the Fragrance Guys channel. This is one that I picked up in Houston last year on my anniversary trip that I would have to say is amazing. Very, very versatile to where you can wear it to the office, you can wear it out in the heat. To me, you get a little heat behind it, though it really, really allows the notes of it to pop. In that opening, you do get the ginger and petitgrain mixture with some neroli rolling right on in there. So it's a very, very fresh offering, very classy scent profile that I would have to say I recommend that everybody at least get your nose on it because it's not a cheap one. But it goes perfectly from a white tee, once again, all the way up to a suit. You can wear it in all instances, it will fit. To me, well worth the money. And of course, with it being made by Alberto Marias, he knows he's one of the masters of doing citrus fragrances and making them work. Second to last, we go to the house of Terre d'Hermes with Eau Givre. One that's fairly new to the collection, of course. With this one here, best way to put it is it comes to the forefront with the citron note at a high level. So you're getting the grapefruit / lemon / juniper berry gin tonic vibe. But as it dries down, you get some metallic notes that kind of provide you with a cooling sensation. So it's almost like it's some relief to this 100-degree days that we've been having here in Kansas City when you spray that thing on. And like I said before in the actual review for that fragrance, the only thing I regret about it, which in some videos I say 50 ml bottles is okay, but this one here, the next time if I do have to refresh that bottle and get a big one, I want 100 ml. Because it's a very, very unique scent profile for it to have citron in it. To me, it doesn't smell exactly like anything else that has citron, but it gives you that cooling sensation to beat the heat. That's the best way to put it. Smells amazing. And last but not least, had to put this one on the list. Chanel Allure Homme Edition Blanche. Most people, to say the least, compared to a lemon meringue pie. I had to get my nose on it so I could see what everybody was talking about, and I totally agree. You get a very, very creamy lemon with this one. But there is some spice there because you got black pepper, you got pink pepper in this composition, but those hang out in the background. It's just like a nuance that just adds something to that lemon and creamy musk that you get in here. And as it dries down, a little cedarwood may peek out, but more tonka bean than that pulls out. And then you have that bourbon vanilla in there. So it's like a double hit of the creaminess between the musky dry down and the bourbon vanilla and tonka bean being in there. Amazing scent profile. Now I'm led to understand that the Eau de Toilette actually projected a little bit more, but I'm led to understand, I believe that one's discontinued. So this is the Eau de Parfum concentration. Highly recommend all 10 of these fragrances. If you ever decide that you just want to just slap on a white tee, I don't necessarily promote blind buying at a high level, but out of these 10 right here, for your white tee, you got to have at least 2 of these in your collection. Point blank, period. Now, I definitely recommend that you take a look into my description at the bottom of the video and find discounters to get these at a discounted price. Don't play retail for nothing, ever. I recommend getting your discounts on, save you some coin, but you need at least 2 to 3 out of this 10 for your white tee on up to your suited and booted days. But to beat the heat in these 100-degree days, these have been in heavy rotation, and that's my time. Peace.